Welcome back to Viva Las Collins. Fall is in the air and that means the holidays are rapidly approaching. Today we are going to be whipping up two quick and easy, low-carb, keto-friendly appetizers that will be perfect for any one of your holiday gatherings. We're going to be making some easy, cheesy sausage balls and some bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers. I can't wait to share these quick and easy recipes with you, so let's get to it. Our first recipe up is our easy cheesy sausage ball. Now this recipe was adapted from an original recipe that's been around for years that uses a really high carb baking mix as its base. But we've adapted it. We're going to use some almond flour and some egg instead. So what I've got here is I've got 1 pound of sage seasoned pork sausage. Now make sure to check your labels. Some have some fillers in it. I found one with 0 carbs. All right, to my sausage, I'm going to add 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1 cup of finely ground almond flour, and 1 large egg. Now I found the best way to mix this is just get in there with your hands and get messy. So I'm going to mix this until it's well combined and everything is distributed evenly. All right, so now that we've got everything well blended together, the cheese is distributed throughout and the almond flour, there's no little pockets of it, it's all mixed evenly. We're going to scoop these into balls on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. So now that I have the sausage, the cheese, the almond flour, and the egg all thoroughly incorporated, I'm going to scoop these into balls. So I've got a baking sheet here that I've lined with parchment paper. Just helps so there's no sticking. And I've got a small cookie scoop here that I'm going to use to measure these out evenly. If you don't have a scoop, you can use a tablespoon. So first I'm just going to scoop them out and then I'm going to roll them into shape. Now that I have these all portioned out, let's get rolling. So when you're rolling these, you don't want to press super tight to compact them down. You just want to get a basic like ball shape. And they don't need a lot of room on the cookie sheet in between because they're not going to spread and flatten out. They're going to hold their shape pretty well. So I've got all my sausage balls ready to go in the oven. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to pop them in there and we're going to check them after about 15 minutes. Now that our sausage cheese balls are in the oven, I'm going to turn our attention to our next appetizer, our bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers. So I'm going to prepare our jalapenos for stuffing by cutting off the ends and then slicing them in half. So I'm going to slice the end off each jalapeno and cut them in half. And once they're sliced in half, I'm going to use a spoon to remove all of this inner portion. The white kind of veiny portion, that's where all the heat is. So if you like a really spicy jalapeno, you can leave some of that in there, but make sure to get all the seeds because they're not very fun to eat. All right, I'm getting the last one cleaned out here. I've gotten all the seeds out and as much of the ribs and veins inside that I can, so that they're not too spicy. Once we've got all these cleaned, I'm going to turn my attention to our filling. I've softened 8 ounces of cream cheese, and to that I'm going to add 1/2 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm going to add just a sprinkle of roasted garlic powder. You can use regular garlic powder or any other seasoning you like, but I like the roasty flavor for this one. I'm just going to fold all this together. When that's nice and combined, we're going to start stuffing our peppers. I'm just going to take a spoonful of stuffing and fill each one about level. You don't want to go too overboard because you don't want it oozing out while it cooks. So just kind of spread it in there. It doesn't have to look pretty. All right, now that we've got all our peppers stuffed, let's get to wrapping. So now we're going to wrap our stuffed jalapenos in some thin sliced bacon. So I've got my stuffed pepper here with all the cheese in there, and I've got a thin piece, and I'm going to start on the bottom and wrap all the way around, making sure to overlap a little bit as it goes around so it's going to really encase and then it'll end up on the bottom. Once it's done, I'm going to put it on a lined baking sheet. starting on the bottom, wrapping all the way around, ending over here. All right, I'm wrapping the last of my jalapenos here. As you can see, I've got them all on a parchment-lined pan, and these are gonna hang out for a few minutes while our sausage balls finish cooking, since these are gonna go at a little bit higher temperature. So let's check on our sausage balls and see how they're doing. All right, let's see if these are done. They look nice and golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Now I'm gonna adjust my temperature up to 425 and get that heating up for our jalapeno poppers. So now that my oven's up to 425, I'm gonna put in my jalapeno poppers and I'm gonna check them after about 20 minutes. All right, so I let my jalapeno poppers sit in the pan for about 5 to 10 minutes after pulling them out of the oven, just to make sure that the cheese filling firms up a little bit so it doesn't ooze out when you're plating them. So I've got my finished platter of bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers and my easy cheesy sausage balls. I hope you guys try and enjoy these recipes and serve them up for your friends and family this holiday season. Let us know what you think if you tried the recipes. Leave a comment below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future content from Viva Las Collins. Thanks so much.